Good afternoon. We are live. It's Tuesday. I've got Tom with me, but first of all, I'm going to play him a song as soon as he hits mute. That's the plan. Here we go. If you wait, you don't want to smile. If it takes just a little while, open your eyes, look at the day. You'll see it in a different way. Don't stop, think about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be here, better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Yeah, that didn't put me off at all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tom. How the devil are you, man?
Oh, I'm really, really good.
You're looking really good. You're looking really good. Okay, so first
you.
question I ask all of my guests.
Yes.
Why on earth did you choose that song, sir?
I just really like it. You know, I think it's I feel like growing up musically, Fleetwood Mac were never kind of on the they were never kind of in the zeitgeist for me. They were kind of a bit behind. But so recently, last couple of years, I found them and I'm like, yeah, Fleetwood Mac, that's brilliant. You know, a little bit of that is due to that advert with the dancing pony, but I really like Fleetwood Mac. So that was what I just thought. Oh, that's it.
No, cool. So for those of you that don't know, I actually give my guests a list of songs to choose from because I'm not that good a guitarist. But there's quite a selection there, isn't there?
There is more than I was expecting as well. I spent like quite a while like scrolling through your list, going like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Oh, yeah, got range. He's got range.
Yeah, absolutely. It's trying to come up with stuff that people are going to like, and you know, if you're out doing a gig, and if you go to a Coldplay gig, the only songs you're going to hear are Coldplay songs. But if you're going to some guy in a pub, you expect to have lots of different genres and stuff. So you know, that's what I do. So yeah,
I think though some people would argue that Coldplay gigs could be made better by them playing. I like Coldplay. I like Coldplay because I'm a middle-aged white man. But yeah, a lot of people don't.
Isn't that the same with a lot of artists though?
I feel like Coldplay's got extra hatred, possibly because of Chris Martin's thing with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
We're starting to get too deep. This is just supposed to be fun, mate. Absolute fun.
I'm having fun.
That's good. So we met on LinkedIn.
We did,
and that was as we went into lockdown. And you're going to tell me a little bit about what you did then. But first of all, I got some LinkedIn questions for you. So the first one is, how long have you been on LinkedIn, Tom?
I have been on LinkedIn for, I think, 5 years, although only kind of properly used it since May last year, I want to say.
Yeah.
So really only like 18 months or so.
Sure. Cool. And what do you like about it?
I like the things that I like about LinkedIn change. I think that's because first of all, I was very much like, oh God, this is brilliant because no one posts about their lunch, and no, you know, over other social medias, there wasn't sort of like the dross of people's lives that they feel they need to share, and it wasn't businessy, but it was more kind of there's a slightly more professional air to it, and a more like people were thinking about what they were putting up. They weren't just kind of vomiting up whatever thought instantly came into the head, like you get on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And then the more kind of I looked into the platform, I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, it's really nice that I can pick and choose who I connect with. And that became a thing that I really enjoyed doing. And at the moment, what I really love is when they suggest hashtags. And I think that's my favorite thing because as often as they get it right, they get it completely wrong too. And for someone like me, whose whole thing is kind of parody and satire and whatever, just giving me a random hashtag that has no relevance to me whatsoever, that's a gold mine. That's a gift, you know. hashtag Hispanic Heritage Month or whatever it was, the last one. I mean, that was great.
Excellent. So why was that suggested, sir?
I've got no idea. I don't know why. It's presumably because it was Hispanic Heritage Month, but I'm guessing maybe it's a bigger thing in America. But I mean, in the UK, the only time and place I'd ever heard of it was on LinkedIn through this hashtag. Like, what a brilliant thing! And the one they've got at the moment is they keep on suggesting I use is thankful. So we'll see what we can come up with for hashtag thankful.
Well, that maybe because Thanksgiving is this week, maybe.
It could be, but again, it's funny how skewed towards America the platform is. I always think, but it's great. I love LinkedIn.
No, good. So you post some interesting stuff, don't you?
I do, and what I'll share my posting strategy.
Okay,
with
brilliant.
you. I post 3 times a week, and I only post videos, and they're videos that I've done, and sometimes they're topical, and sometimes they're not. They're just random. But I think there's a lot to be said for kind of consistency in your approach, so that people only get to know you for one thing. And I think that's really where the power of LinkedIn is, because recently someone that I'm not connected with was posting for they wanted a puppeteer, and my name cropped up like 3 times with 3 disconnected groups saying, "Oh, Tom, you got to go for Tom. You got to go for Tom," which is brilliant. And that to me is like the power of LinkedIn, is these little connections. And it's only I think because I just post these 3 videos, so I do occasionally post other things like supplementary posts, but they tend to be a little bit more kind of like random and a little bit just, I've said to someone I'll share something, so I share it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's kind of outside of the scope of the main 3. I can't remember what your original question was. Sorry.
The original question was posting content, and that is absolutely perfect, because when I talk to people, nobody knows what to post. They haven't a clue, or they don't, all that sort of stuff. And I offer you can sign up to my Monday nudge, and basically I give you some ideas every week of what to post. But you've just gone straight on the consistency. Is I will only post videos, and that's what it's about. And so therefore, if someone wants something to do with a puppeteer, your name comes up, and it's proven that your name comes up. And so, that's it. And so you are the expert on LinkedIn, all about puppetry.
Yeah, which is really weird, because there's
who's this?
No, this is Serco.
I actually know who this is. And every time I've been in a video with you, he's been I've never met him live. So good to meet you, sir.
I'll leave you to. Yeah. Who is this?
you know me, mate. I played the guitar for you.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
Don't put the guitar down. Step away from the microphone. We don't need that. No, now.
So I'm not sure whether I'm talking to Tom or Circo now, but you've got quite a name for yourself, Circo, as to you say exactly what you think, and you don't care about anyone's feelings. Is that fair?
No, that is not fair. I care about my own feelings. Everyone else is not that important.
Okay, that's fair.
Especially, I know you're watching.
And the other thing that I do get upset about is you're with my friend Tom there, and you're always quite mean to him.
Yeah, he deserves it.
So there's a great question here. Stephen, hello.
Hello, Stephen.
Juanita, we'll come to you, or Juanita. I'm not sure how I pronounce your name. We'll come to your question in a second.
Circo. That's how you pronounce it.
Why we've got Circo here is what have you got against Witcher, Circo? Stephen wants to know.
Let me ask you a better question, Stephen. What do you like, Witcher? Yeah, you see, no redeeming features.
Thanks for that question, Stephen. So can I I've got a couple of questions for Tom now, because Juanita has come in.
Yeah.
So why did you become a puppeteer puppeteer, and what do you say to people when you tell them what you do?
I'm going. Okay.
Thanks for popping in.
He's off sharpening his knife. Why did I become a puppeteer? It's the so way back when this guy that I had been working with, he kind of sent me a message and said, I've started messing around with puppets. And he sent me a video, and kind of the only way I can think to describe it was like just something in my chest just kind of went, oh, that's it. That's what I need to do. And it was this weird kind of almost visceral feeling of just this is what I have to do. This is not my calling, because I think that's a bit odd, but it was kind of just something that just so resonated with me. And when I tell people, I don't ever tell people that I'm a puppeteer. I tell people that I make videos with puppets, which is I think an important difference for me, because I'm always in them, and we're kind of then the videos become about the script and about the writing, about the idea, rather than the puppets. So Jim Henson had no kind of affinity for puppets whatsoever. He would just, at the end of it, he would just take Kermit off his hand and just stick him in a box, and that was it. And Kermit was just a puppet, but it was the stories that he was telling. And I think that's part of the wonderful thing about puppets, is they let you tell stories that you otherwise couldn't tell, or that otherwise would be too painful or too disturbing or something. But because we do it with puppets, it kind of adds this whole other element, and it kind of really takes it out of a painful place or a difficult place or a dark place, and kind of makes it much better. I mean, if I did any of the things that I do with Circo with another human being, it's just abuse.
Yeah,
it's just horrific abuse and bullying, and kind of the thing that I watch on TV with my wife and go, oh God, this is awful. We can't. But because it's with a puppet, it's really funny. And so that's what I do. It's videos with puppets rather than puppeteering.
No, that's good answer. Good answer. And so you've when I first met you, we'd gone into lockdown, and you were remind me, a street entertainer. Is that right?
A street performer, yeah. So I would do street shows up in London and make money, the money that people would throw into the hat at the end of the show. Yeah,
and so obviously when lockdown came, you couldn't venture outside, so you came into this field. And how's it going, and what sort of services do you offer for people?
It's going good. Actually, it's going good. And we've got a couple kind of projects on the horizon, as well as doing the videos with Serco, which are all on YouTube. We actually start our own LinkedIn Live, which is going to be very exciting. Mid-January, we're planning to launch, and it's actually going to be a game show.
Oh, fantastic. LinkedIn needs a game show.
It's a game show, and it's called Big Fish, Little Fish. And it's going to be amazing. And we've got some great guests lined up for that already, and still some spaces. We'll be putting out videos about that as well. And yeah, so it's good. So I make videos at the moment. I'm working with a therapist, and we're kind of I'm working for a therapist.
I literally sort of like,
difference there, isn't
really
there?
Come on, just delve in a little bit deeper. Then how can I help you? No, I did get what you mean.
So we've just started working with this therapist, and we're making videos depicting scenes of kind of relationship breakups for people that have suffered PTSD from having their partner cheat on them, and kind of going through that with puppets is a pretty interesting thing. We've got another one coming up, which is going to be a training video with a production company up north somewhere. So yeah, we've got kind of a couple of things coming up, and it's all through LinkedIn. It's all through LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
So I offer videos, so full videos, or just puppeteering, or I just build the puppets, or just building things. I like building things.
Yeah.
So I can do that too.
So one of the things I know you do, and I'll come to that in just a second because I've got a couple of questions from Stephen. So first of all, how long does it take to make one of your videos?
It depends, because the ones where it's just me and Serco, they're normally probably a couple of hours of writing, and then probably like an hour or two of filming and editing and lighting. But if I've got to make stuff, like we did one where he was the Phantom of the Opera, so I had to make a cape and the Phantom of the Opera mask. It obviously takes a little bit longer. Yeah, hello Virginia.
Yeah, so we got Virginia there and Australia. So we are truly international. Truly international. It just shows if you get a star on the show, people will come in. So this is fantastic, Tom.
Well, good.
And these are very short videos, aren't they? And they're taking 2 or 3 hours to make, which is quite phenomenal.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a big part of it is getting the idea, and as soon as the idea is there, it's we then all the videos run to a run to a specific structure, and sometimes I play about with the structure, but the structure's always there, and it's kind of fitting the bits into there, and then kind of going, okay, so I know what this is going to be about generally. Where do we put in the jokes? What kind of jokes do we want them to be? And then because they're all quite meta in their own way, it's how much of that meta-ness do I want to bring in? And then I sit down at the end and I go, okay, how weird do I want to make this? And then sometimes it's we've got one coming up that I'm really excited to film that's going to be absolutely bonkers. So that's
I know you're doing a Christmas special.
We're not doing a Christmas special because, well, I say that, but we might do something really, really big. Because I'm actually in panto.
No, you're not.
Oh yes, I am. That's what all the promotional materials say, and it's just me in the panto, not Circo. But Circo is coming with me on the panto tour, so we might do something with a cast and stuff. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
What are you doing in panto? This is super exciting.
I am Wishy Washy and the Genie in Aladdin, and we're up in Knowsley, Fleetwood, and Bradford.
Fantastic.
We finish at the Bradford Playhouse, which would be very nice.
What fun.
So that's good. And I can see Stephen's just asked how to get the idea for Circo.
Yeah.
So Circo is actually an interesting one because what I wanted to do, my wife suffers from anxiety, and so Circo was based on the idea that he was just going to be the physical manifestation of anxiety.
Wow.
And I kind of made him and I built him, and as soon as I put him on my hand, the voice was there and the character was there, and he's not at all anxious. He's like the opposite of anxious. He's just pure, I like to think, bubbling rage just under the surface. And that's what he is. So that's where he came from. And I think the best puppets are based on an emotion, so the emotional things rather than rather than a character with a long backstory, of coming from, I don't know, France and going to school here or whatever. I think with puppets, it's just one emotion. I think that's what makes them. It's very cut or dry. They're happy or they're sad or they're angry or whatever.
There's a lot of love for Circo here.
There is.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Claire.
So Juanita had another question. Do you do mental health work with the puppets, i.e. with children? So you said about the PTSD you've got coming up. Yeah.
That's the only sort of mental health work I do, but I suppose it's very good for my mental health. Because it's sort of writing and expressing myself.
Proper creative, isn't it? And it's two sorts of creativity as well there, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And I think as well, what I find interesting about mental health and the puppetry side is the the videos that you guys don't see that I write, and then I kind of get to the end of, and I'm like, just delete that because that's tapped into something too dark, or that's tapped into something too real, or that's so that's happened a couple of times. But it definitely does help, and I think having these characters and knowing how they'll react and stuff is all part of it. But I would, given the chance, I think I would enjoy making videos for children.
Fantastic. Great question, 22. And I really do hope I've pronounced your name right. Look, this is supposed to be 15 minutes behind the profile. We've already run over. I got another question from Stephen. I just want to let everybody know what's on next week. So I have got the amazing Victoria McMahon, or she'll tell me how to pronounce her name, but she's a great character, so looking forward to meeting her. So let's see Stephen's question, then I've got the last question for you. So where did the name Circo come from?
I've got no idea where that came from, to be honest. It just sort of popped into my head, but maybe we'd been driving and seen a van with the other spelling.
Right, okay, fair enough.
I try to be very careful and correct people when they put an E instead of an I, because I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't know that they would come after me, but you never know.
Well, no, and that's the trouble, isn't it? That is the trouble. So no, cool. Guys, thank you very much for coming along. Thank you so much for banging in all your lovely questions. And I did pronounce Juanita correctly in the end, so that's all good news. So an international group today. My very last question for you is, what advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
Invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin, retire early.
Your 16-year-old self wouldn't know what Bitcoin was.
No, this is the thing I did, and it was like, if I'd spent a pound when I was 16 on Bitcoin,
hilarious.
I'd be so filthy rich now.
Claire is suggesting that Serco should have his own LinkedIn account, so he could actually have his own page, and I can definitely help you with that. So if you want a hand with that, we could do that. But he'd end up with more followers than you, and then that wouldn't be fair, would it?
I don't want that. And because interestingly, I just keep on talking. But when I started up again on LinkedIn, so back in May, I ran the account as Phil Peterson, who Phil is. Oh, I don't know where Phil is actually. But anyway, another puppet.
Probably down the pub.
Yeah, probably, or on holiday somewhere tropical. And I think maybe it was you even who did tell me that I had to switch.
I think it might have been me. Yeah.
Yeah, because LinkedIn don't like you running
false accounts. Yeah.
False accounts. Yeah. So I kind of had this weird crossover period where everyone was really confused as to whether or not I was Phil or I was Tom. And some people still.
You're still Tom. You are Tom though, surely.
I am Tom. I definitely am
right.
Tom.
Oh yes, it says on the screen there. It says on the screen. So how can people get hold of you? Because I do understand that you can actually make a copy of somebody in a puppet form and use them for marketing videos and stuff like that. So how can people get hold of you?
The best way is just through LinkedIn, really. Feel free to add a connection request. I like Steve. I like Steve too, but he's I don't know where Steve is. Steve? Oh no. Yeah, Steve is a funny one. And he makes great coffee. So that's
he's probably still in the dunny, isn't he?
Steve, I don't think he's allowed to use the dunny. To be honest, Steve is Circo's intern. And he just gets abuse from Circo and it just gets shouted at to make coffee. Best way is contact me through LinkedIn, send me a direct message. Tom Balmont, you can send me a connection request too. that would be lovely. Or just leave a comment and I'll get in touch with you on one of the videos. The videos come out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So stick around for those.
Yes, Juanita, you can have your own puppet. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely good. Absolutely. Copy.
guys, look, I'm supposed to be the 15-minute guy. Now I'm the 25-minute guy. So please don't tell anybody. I will be back here next week. So thank you so much, Tom. You've been an absolute delight. And
Right.
thanks to Serco. And thanks for all the questions, everybody. Cheerio now. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much, guys. Bye.